Testing sound, testing sound. How's the sound, Prasad? Very good.
Namaste, everyone. Glad you can make it. So let's start by sitting up straight. Maybe take a pillow or a blanket, put it under your hips. When we sit, we want to have a straight spine. Relax your shoulders. Relax the muscles in your face. Resting your hands on your knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're trying to fog a mirror. Deep inhale. Filling your lungs completely. Exhale all the air out. Deep inhale. As you exhale, allow the mind to settle. Imagine a pond with ripples on the water surface. Every exhale, the wind dies down. The waves die down. The pond becomes calm. The mind becomes calm. Using the breath to access our nervous system, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. This in turn releases hormones to relax the body, relax the mind. Very simple. Deep inhale, full exhale. Anything that the mind is thinking about, just allow it to fall away. You can place it on the ground if you need to come back to it later. But for now, the next 2 hours, allowing the mind to be free. Now, keeping your eyes closed. Continue to breathe. And I want you to start to imagine yourself as a child. Every exhale, feel yourself, your skin, becoming more like you were in your youth. Any wrinkles in your forehead disappearing. Relaxing your jawbones. Allowing your eyes to be heavy. Allow your tailbone to sink deeper into your cushion or the mat. So tonight's practice, we're going to focus on rekindling that child spirit within. And when you think about the attributes of a child, the first thing is when that child is born, there is no hate in that child. There is no original sin in that child. Anybody who's seen a baby knows that that baby is pure love. In fact, the closest we are to the spirit world is when we're born and that moment before death. That's when we're closest to going back behind that veil. So what qualities does a child have when they're born with that love? It's the innocence. Notice they're always in the moment. They're adaptive. In fact, they tend to roll with the punches. They know how to ride the waves of life. They can make fun in any situation. And when something brings them down, they can snap out of it like that. But as we age, we get into more of a solidified or concretized state of mind. We get in moods, which can last for days or weeks. So it's this ability to really settle the mind and access that inner child, that inner spirit, what'll help us get through these times. A great master said 2,000 years ago, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. So what Jesus was saying was not that we need to physically get younger. He's saying that attitude, that spirit needs to be more childlike. We need to stop holding on so tight. We need to start to be more adaptive, more supple, more willing to roll with the punches, move with the waves of life. It's like if we're floating down a river and everybody right now is trying to hold on to the shore, trying to keep things the way they were, trying to go back to the way they were. But the yogis understand that there are some things that we cannot control, and we must learn how to go with the flow, let go of the banks of the river, and welcome what's going to come. So he said you cannot get into the kingdom of heaven unless you become as a little child. So according to Paramahansa Yogananda, he says what Jesus meant was that the kingdom of heaven is the Christ consciousness. It's that state that child knows, that the child is very close to. And even Jesus said that love that's within him, that Christ consciousness, it's the same thing that's inside of all of us. Only as we age, we get conditioned, we start to forget who we are. So the whole idea behind what we're doing, practicing yoga, which means union. So we're taking our identification with this body, with this mind, the ego consciousness, and learning how to align it with that childlike spirit, the spirit of love. And it can be difficult with all the suffering in the world, especially when we're identified with our ego. But sometimes I wonder, what do these masters teach us about all the suffering in the world? I remember one story, Ram Dass was asking his guru, he was in Kainchi in, I think, 71, when the atrocities were happening in Bangladesh. And he wanted to take his Volkswagen so he can be an ambulance. And he wanted his blessing from his guru. And he asked Neem Karoli Baba. And Neem Karoli Baba said, if you wish, you can go. And it didn't really seem to have much compassion for what was going on. And Ram Dass has seen many miracles firsthand, hundreds of reports with this particular guru, Neem Karoli Baba. And he knew with the snap of his fingers, he could make the suffering stop. And he had a hard time grappling that. If this being could make suffering stop, why does he allow it to continue? And he said a couple of things. He said, suffering brings him closer to God, which is somewhat hard for the mind to understand. And he said, Ram Dass, don't you see? It's all perfect. So once again, how can suffering be perfect? But you have to understand these beings, these gurus, they're not stuck in this linear time frame from birth to death. They have a cosmic view of things. And if you can entertain reincarnation theory, we've been doing this for a long, long time. And if indeed that suffering does bring you closer to God, that somehow we all have our individual karmas, we also have our collective karma together. And sometimes when things happen in the world, we might not understand why they're happening. We want to try to alleviate the suffering. But according to Neem Karoli Baba and many other beings like this, they say things are unfolding just as they should. And it's not that God willed anybody to suffer, but this is our creation. We individually, collectively create this world through our projections. And the dark shadows that are in our hearts and in the heart of humanity is being revealed right now. Right? It's almost like we've all had a blemish before, and we can feel it coming. So we've known that things have not been right. There's been injustices, social, racial inequality. The few control all the wealth of the world, or vast majority of it. Truth is being blocked from the eyes of the public. Propaganda is being run rampant. And it's difficult to understand why this is all happening. But this needs to come to the surface. Just like the blemish, you can feel it coming, and then all of a sudden it breaks the surface. Well, what we're seeing right now is this blemish of humanity is rising to the surface. And it's not always pleasant. And the heart feels for all the injustice and everything that's going on right now. But when we start to identify with this cosmic view, the cosmic time, what these gurus understand, we understand that we can't change the world, but we can change what's in our hearts. And if what is in our hearts collectively is what's causing everything in this world, then this is where we need to begin. This is where we need to spend our time. In fact, we need to double down now on our practice to clear those dark corners of our hearts. And as they have said, the only way to do this is through practice. Meditation practice, yoga practice, mantra. Many, many ways to calm the mind and to purify the heart. But this is the optimum solution right now. And we all have our roles to play, and it's easy to look at a certain political leader or this group or that group and say that this is the bad person. This is the person that's causing it. But they say that this is just a divine play, divine Leela. And we look back at stories like the Ramayana, and there's always these villains, these people like Ravana. And it's easy to say that's the bad person, but they're just playing their role, and we all have our roles to play, and we're all learning through this. Sometimes it's the school of hard knocks. Sometimes we wouldn't wish it on anybody. But when all this is over, and we're going to see, I think, that we're going to emerge much better than we were before we came in. Things are just being expedited right now. So it's very important to stay grounded, to stay centered, to not let your emotions run away from you. And then that calmness, that stillness, tapping into that childlike nature, this is contagious. And this is how we heal the world. It's one heart to the next. So let's bring our hands to heart center. We'll do some mantra work, mantra practice. We'll start with the Shanti mantra. And this means it's a prayer asking God to lead us from ignorance to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. So when we move from ignorance to truth, when we're identified with simply the ego, we're living in a state of ignorance. When we're identified with truth, we are identified with spirit. And then it goes from darkness to light. When we are enveloped in darkness, we are strictly in our ego. When we're in the light, we are identified with our soul. And when we think we can die, that there is some ending to our consciousness, we are identified with ego. When we understand that we are immortal beings, divine beings, we are identified with soul. So this prayer is asking that we remember that the journey is from the ego, from identification with ego to identification with soul. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's begin the asana practice. So if you're sitting on a block or a bolster or a blanket, you can take that away. Let's spread your legs out wide into a V. Sitting up straight. Feet are flexed, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Spine perpendicular with the ground. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Take a deep exhale, straight spine. So throughout the practice, we'll be doing the same deep inhales and exhales. Only now we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. And walk those hands back towards your hips. Every breath, we're going to fill our lungs completely and exhale completely, letting all the air go. Interlock your fingers. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, reaching towards that left leg. Inhale, back center. Exhale, reaching towards right. Inhale, center. Exhale, reaching as far as you can in front. Keeping your feet flexed. Inhale, center. Now we make big circles. Take a deep inhale. Exhale towards the left. Continue exhaling until you cross the center line, and then you start to move up as you inhale. So throughout the practice, any type of downward movement where the chest gets closer towards your thighs, we exhale. As we move up, we inhale, reaching back as far as you can. Big exaggerated movements for that stretch in your lower back and upper back. And reverse, inhaling up, exhale down, keeping those feet flexed. And one last stretch, reaching out in front. Bring that chin down towards your chest. And inhale, walk your hands back towards your hips. Bring that right foot in towards the left groin. Both sit bones evenly on the ground. Left foot is flexed. Hips facing towards the screen. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Rotate towards the extended leg, straight spine as you exhale, coming down. So you can go no further. And then you can bring your chin down towards your chest. Trying to bring that forehead down closer towards your knee. Deep inhale, full exhale. Maybe pushing on your toes. Give the bottom of your foot a massage if you can reach it. You can stay here, or left elbow goes inside left knee. Maybe grabbing that big toe. Right arm goes up towards the sky. Gaze is up towards the right hand. Shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next exhale, if you want, right hand reaches towards left leg. Making sure we're not collapsing our shoulders down. Shoulders stacked one on top of the other. As if we're trying to fit between two panes of glass. Inhale, right arm goes up. As we exhale, the right hand goes down next to the hip. Right knee stays down, right shin stays down, and we lift our hips up. Left arm goes up behind. Counter stretch. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next exhale, hips go down. Same thing, left elbow goes down, reaching towards that left leg. Next inhale, same thing, right hand goes down, lifting hips up off the ground. We exhale. And back center. Right leg goes out. Left foot comes in. Right foot is flexed. Hips facing towards me. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Turn towards the extended leg. As you exhale, hinge forward at the hips with a straight spine. When you can't go any further, allow that chin to come down towards your chest. Making sure that left knee is not coming up off the ground. Maybe using that left hand to keep it down. Pushing on those toes. Massaging the foot. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Right elbow goes inside right knee. Grabbing big toe if we want. Left arm goes up towards the sky. The gaze could be up. As you inhale, feel your lungs expand. Filling that rib cage, your chest cavity. Next exhale if you want. Left hand reaches forward. Making sure that left shoulder is stacked up on top of the right. Not falling towards the ground. Next inhale, left arm goes up. Exhale, left hand goes down. Lifting up. Feel that stretch in your side body. Next exhale, hips go down. Feel that stretch. Right elbow inside right knee. And inhale up. Exhale, left hand down. And back down. Let's bring those legs in. And we'll stack them like fire logs. So one on top of the other if we can. If not, simple cross leg, it'll work. But if we can, let's do the right on top of the left. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Reaching forward. Bringing that chest down towards the ground. Spread your fingers wide. Reaching forward as far as we can. Trying to keep that spine straight. Feeling that stretch in your hips. Deep inhale. Every breath turn into a meditation. When you bring your awareness, your focus towards your breath, your mind is not thinking about other things. So this is how we train the mind. We bring the mind to one point over and over again, which is why the breath is such a great heuristic device to train the mind. It's portable, it's free. The more we focus on it, the better we are spiritually, psychologically, and biologically, physically. The more oxygen we can get into our system and release that stale carbon dioxide, the healthier we become. And walk the hands over towards the left. And the exhale, feel all the stress and tension releasing from that right hip. Deep inhale, full exhale. Walking hands over towards the right side. Feeling the stretch isolate on the left hip. Deep inhale, full exhale. Walking hands back center. And walk those hands back towards your hips. Place your hands behind you. Lift your hips up. So now we're on our shins and our knees. Tilt the head back if it feels okay on your neck. And exhale back down. Swap out those legs. Left on top. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, straight spine, reaching this forward as far as we can. Fingers spread wide, straight spine. Trying to bring that chest down towards the ground. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Every exhale, releasing anything that doesn't serve you. All the fear, judgment, anger, just let it go. These aren't qualities of the child. These aren't qualities of the spirit. We purify the mind and the heart by attending to these thoughts, attending to these emotions, becoming aware of them. And then through our awareness, we allow them to dissolve. But it's not until we become aware of them, shine the light of consciousness on them, that we can start to heal. Bring the hands over towards the right. Chest down towards the knee. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Walking hands over towards the left. Fill your lungs completely. And let go completely. And walk those hands back center. Walking hands towards your hips. Place behind. And lifting up, knees and shins on the ground. Pressing your hips forward. Bring your shoulder blades together. Allow the head to be heavy if it feels okay. And exhale back down. Uncross your legs. Bring them out straight in front. Staff pose, Dandasana. Feet are flexed. Spine perpendicular with the ground. Shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Belly button's tucked in towards the spine. In fact, every exhale, feel that belly button get closer towards your spine. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One nice forward fold. Arms come up overhead as we inhale. Exhale, straight spine. Bringing the chest down towards those knees. Maybe grabbing our shins or our ankles. Maybe it's our feet or toes. Bring that chin down towards your chest. Feeling the stretch in your upper back as well. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come down behind your hips, reverse plank, lifting up. One straight line from your heels, the crown of your skull. If it feels okay in your neck, allow the head to be heavy. Strong core. Arms are engaged. Core is engaged. And exhale down. One last time, forward fold. Bring the right heel in towards your hip. Right knee is facing forward. Try to get that left shin up on top of the knee. If we can, we're trying to stack our knees one on top of the other. Cow face pose. Spine is straight. We're going to lift our right arm up towards the sky, reaching as high as we can. Feel that stretch, the distance between your hip and your rib cage getting wider. Put a bend in that right elbow, reaching back, grabbing that right elbow with the left hand, feeling that stretch in the armpit and the right tricep, making sure we're not pulling our head down. We want our spine to be straight. So one perpendicular line from our tailbone to the crown of our skull. Deep inhale, full exhale, close your eyes. Relax the muscles in your face. Every exhale, more muscles in your face relax. So in your practice, you can reach behind, maybe using a sock between both hands or interlocking fingers. As we exhale, release, taking the right elbow on the left knee, straight spine. We're just going to rotate towards the left, turning the head, looking over the left shoulder. Make sure your spine is straight. Deep inhale, full exhale. And quickly to the other side, balance out. Twisting towards the right now. And release. Same thing opposite side. Left heel goes in towards under your right hip. Left knee is facing forward. Trying to get that shin on top of your left knee. Or if we can, stacking those knees one on top of the other. Left hand reaches up towards the sky this time. Reach as high as we can. Create as much space as possible. Put that bend in your left elbow. Reaching back. Grabbing that left elbow with right hand. Making sure the spine is straight. Particularly our upper back and our neck. Deep inhale. Eyes are closed. Relaxing the muscles in the face. In your practice, reaching back, touching or grabbing fingers, using a belt or a sock to close that distance, intensify the stretch, making sure that right shoulder is being pulled back. And then the next exhale, left elbow on right knee, straight spine. Just imagine your spine's a pencil. And all you're doing is rotating it, twisting it. So the pencil's not going to bend. It's got to stay straight. Now we're looking over our right shoulder. As we inhale, feel the air, fill the cavity in our chest. Even though that space is compromised now because of the twist, we still inhale as deeply as possible. And next exhale, release. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Twisting, looking over left shoulder. And back side. Hands come onto all fours. Starting with cat-cow. So first of all, in tabletop position, hands are directly below your shoulders, fingers are spread wide, knees are directly below your hips. We want one straight line between our tailbone and the crown of our skull. Spine is parallel with the ground. And then we go into cow. Our belly goes down. Our tailbone goes up. So you see the arch in my spine now, it's dipping down. The chin goes up as we inhale. On the exhale, opposite direction in that spine. So we're exhaling and stretching like a cat. Chin goes towards chest. And then we flow with our breath. Inhale. Look up. Belly goes down. Chin goes up. Exhale, cat. Syncing your breath with the pose. Going at your own pace. Slow or as fast as you want. Whatever feels right. Learning how to listen to your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And taking knees up off the ground, we're just going to hover above the ground. Belly button is pulled in towards your spine. Core is engaged. Feel all the muscles that are stabilizing the body. The muscles in your foot, up to your glutes, your core, shoulders, and coming up into down dog. So down dog, we want our feet to be hip distance apart. Tailbone is reaching up towards the sky. A V shape between our legs and our torso. Ears between elbows. Tailbone is being pulled up. Imagine a rope tied around your hips. It's being pulled up, but yet your torso is being pulled down towards the ground. Down dog. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Put a slight bend in that right knee. Straighten the left. Isolating stretch on left side. Then straighten the right. Put that bend in your left knee. And alternate. Pedaling those heels up and down. Alternating the stretch between the left and the right calf. Come up on your tippy toes as you inhale. Exhale. Bring those heels down. Full expression down dog. Moving your torso forward into plank pose. Let's bring those knees down at the sides of your mat.
Hips go back, resting in child's pose. Forehead comes down towards the ground. Chest comes down. Arms are reaching out in front. Tops of your feet can be on the ground to sink down even further. Try to take up the least amount of space as possible. So really sinking that torso and your belly in between your legs and your hips. Forehead's down, reaching forward. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then coming up onto your knees. You can sit back Japanese style. If this is too much on your knees, you can sit Indian style. Let's loosen up those wrists a little bit. So bring your right arm up, shoulder height, make a fist. Put your fingers down and pull your fingers in towards your forearm. Background. I got a train right across the street from me. I just moved to downtown Lamont, so close to the temple. Turn your hands around, put your palm towards the screen, grab those 4 fingers. Getting that stretch on the underside of your forearm now. Reaching underneath, grab that thumb. Spread your fingers wide and going down 1 finger at a time. Pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Shake it out. And same thing on the left side. Left arm up, make a fist, point it down, bring those fingers in towards your forearm. Feeling a stretch on the top side. And turn it over, palm towards the screen, grab those 4 fingers. And reaching underneath, grab that thumb. And pointer, middle, ring, pinky, and shake it out. All right. So I want you to come on your forearms, make a fist, put your right hand inside your left, and we're going to come into a plank pose, modified. So whenever we do a plank, if your wrists are hurting, you can always come here. You want your elbows directly below your shoulders. And we'll start to build some core strength and generate some heat. If this is too much on your wrist, that's okay. Try to stay here as long as you can. Or maybe put your knees down just gently, just to take some of the pressure off, but you still have your core engaged. Take your right hand, put it into the ground, lift yourself up, plank pose, and then right forearm down, left forearm down where we started. Left hand into the ground, lifting up, plank pose. Left forearm down, right forearm down. 2 more, let's go. Right, up, right, down. Left, up, left, down. Right, up, right, down, left, up, left, down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Sit back into child's pose. Knees at the sides of the mat. Big toes touching. Hips sitting back on your heels. Deep breaths. And come back up, tabletop. Let's reach the right arm up towards the sky as we inhale. Exhale, reaching that right arm through. Resting the right shoulder on the ground. Take that left hand, reach it forward. Right cheek comes on the ground. Should feel a stretch in that right shoulder. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring that left hand in towards your right forearm. Right arm goes up towards the sky. Inhale. And tabletop. Other side, left arm goes up. Inhale. Exhale, reaching through. Left shoulder comes down. Left cheek comes down. Right hand reaches towards the screen. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Right hand comes in. Inhale, left arm goes up. And exhale. Come into a plank position. So chaturanga is when we lower down towards the ground, elbows tucked in towards the spine, hovering right above the ground. Inhale into extended cobra. So our thighs are on the ground. Our gaze is up. As we exhale back into child's pose. Now we're going to flow with our breath. So we're starting in child's pose. And then we're going to come up into cobra, extended. And back into child's pose. So inhale into cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, extended arm cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Now you could come into up dog, or you can keep doing cobra. Inhale, up dog. The difference between up dog now is our thighs are up above the ground. Gaze is up. Exhale, knees go down. Child's pose. One more. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Child's pose. Let's come up to down dog. Curl your toes under, lifting your hips up towards the sky. Look between your hands. We're going to jump forward with both feet if we can, or walk forward. Now we're in forward fold. And let's come up halfway. Inhale. Halfway lift as our spine is parallel with the ground. Next exhale, back to forward fold. Gently shake your head no. Allow your head to be heavy, decompressing the cervical vertebra. And nod your head yes, only if it feels okay in your neck. Then very slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Chin's glued in towards your chest. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, bring those hands heart center. And releasing down towards the side. Now we're in mountain pose, Tadasana. Big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart, thighs are engaged, so your thighs are flexed, which pulls your kneecaps up. Your tailbone directly above the center between your heels. Our core is engaged, your core is engaged. Take an inhale as you bring your shoulders up to your ears very gently. As you exhale, bring those shoulders back and down. See how much space is between those shoulders and your ears. This is what we want. Maximize that space. Hands can be facing towards the front or towards your body, whatever feels right. Chin slightly tucked down. One straight line from your tailbone to the crown of your skull. And we practice our Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, out through the nose. Inhaling to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 5 or 6. Regulating the inflow and outflow of breath. Imagine a centurion guarding the nose, not allowing air to move in too fast or exit too fast. Got to obey the speed limit when you're coming in. The other rule is you need to keep taking in air until your lungs fill completely. And then you release all the air, not too fast. But the only other rule is all the air's got to go. So slow inhale. Even slower exhale. Find your center. Find your balance. Bring your mind, your awareness to the body, to the breath, to the mat. Bring hands, heart center. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Arching backwards, exhale, forward fold, straight spine. Chin comes towards chest. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come above knees, around your shin, spine parallel with the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps back, 90-degree bend in that left knee. Right leg is straight. Bringing that right knee to the ground. Inhale, arms come up, Anjaneyasana. Trying to bring those hips down towards the ground. Ears are between your elbows. Our gaze is slightly up. Feel that stretch in your hip flexor. Deep inhale, full exhale. Next exhale, hands come down. Right knee comes up. Left foot goes back to meet right. Plank pose, Phalakasana. Your choice for Chaturanga or Ashtangasana. Ashtangasana is when your knees go down, hips go back. Chin and chest come down towards the ground. Tailbone goes up, chest comes down. 8 points of contact. And then inhale into Cobra. Cobra this time. Feet come together, legs are on the ground, hands are on the sides of your chest. Using the strength of your back to lift yourself up, your torso up. Next exhale, pushing into the ground, curling toes under. Down dog. Bring that tailbone up towards the sky, ears between your elbows, trying to get those heels down towards the ground. Want that V shape between your legs and your torso. Inhale, right foot goes up. Look between your hands, step forward. Left knee goes down. Inhale, arms go up. Anjaneyasana. Trying to bring those hips down towards the ground. Ears between your elbows. Gaze is slightly up. Next exhale, hands come down. Left knee comes up. Stepping left foot forward. Forward fold. Trying to get that chest as close to your thighs as possible, like a folded umbrella. Maybe your hands come behind your heels. And slowly coming up. Inhale as the arms come up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot goes back. 90-degree bend in that right leg. Left leg is straight, gaze is forward. Left knee goes down. Inhale, arms come up. Hips sink down. Exhale, hands come down. Left knee comes up. Right foot goes back. Plank pose, Phalakasana. One straight line from your heels to the crown of your skull. Strong core. Strong warrior arms. Your choice, Ashtangasana or Chaturanga. If you choose Chaturanga, elbows tucked in towards your body, like you're lowering down for a push-up, hovering above the ground. Inhale into Cobra or Up Dog. Thighs are above the ground. Either way, gaze is up. Exhale, curling toes under. Down Dog. V shape between your legs and your torso. Ears between your elbows. Tailbones being pulled up. Chest is being pulled down. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, left foot goes up towards the sky. Look between your hands, step forward. 90-degree bend in your left. Right leg is straight. Right knee goes down. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right hand and left hand come down. Right knee comes up. Stepping right foot forward. Forward fold. Gently shake your head no. Gently nod your head yes. And slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, hands come heart center. Full cycles of breath. Remember, only 3 rules for the breath. Inhale and exhale are slow. The exhale is longer. You need to fill the lungs completely. And exhale completely. And that's pretty much it. You want to be able to hear it. Slightly audible. It's almost like you're pinching a straw. Imagine taking in air through a straw. Your trachea is the straw and you're just pinching it. And this happens right behind your mouth. Sort of in the nasal passage. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot goes back. So this time, that knee is not going to come down. We're going to lift ourselves up, strong core, to high lunge. So bending that left knee, the right leg is straight. And then we're going to lower down that right heel, preparing for warrior one. We might want to separate our feet a little bit. So maybe walk that left foot over towards the side of your mat. So a slight gap between our heels. There's a 45-degree bend in my right foot. Pinky side of the foot's on the ground. My hips are facing the front of the room. Arms are up shoulder height. Warrior one. Interlock your hands behind. Puff out your chest. Pull your shoulders back. Take a deep inhale. Look up towards the sky. Exhale. Bring both of those shoulders on the inside of that left knee. Hands come up overhead. Humble warrior. Inhale. Arms come up overhead. Exhale. Hands come down. Both sides of that left foot. Right heel comes up. Bring that left foot back towards the right. Plank pose. Your choice of Ashtanga or Chaturanga. Exhale down. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, curling toes under. Down Dog. Inhale, right foot goes up. Look between your hands, step forward. Left foot comes forward. And slowly coming up, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot goes back. Strong core, lift yourself up. High lunge. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Left foot is on the ball mount of your foot. Allow that heel to slide down towards the ground. Left foot's at a 45-degree angle. Widen the stance slightly. Hips are facing towards the screen, the front of the room. Ears between your elbows. Interlock your hands behind your back. Puff out your chest. Bring your shoulder blades together. Take a deep inhale as you look up. Exhale, torso comes on the inside of that right knee. Right hands come up, or hands come up. Inhale. Arms come up, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Left heel comes up. Right foot goes back. Phalakasana. Your choice, Ashtanga, where your knees go down, and then Cobra, or Chaturanga. Elbows tucked in towards your side. Lowering down, hovering above the ground as you exhale. Inhale, Cobra, or Up Dog. Shoulders are back, gaze is up. Exhale, curling toes under. Down Dog. Bring that left leg up towards the sky. Look between your hands. Step forward. Right foot comes forward. And slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up overhead, inhale. And exhale, hands come heart center. Catch your breath. If you can. Deep, slow inhale to a count of 4. Full and slow exhale to the count of 6. Allowing the mind to rest, giving it a very simple task, following the breath.
Much of the suffering we endure is mental, and it's self-induced. We could have two twins with identical backgrounds, and one person that wants to focus on all the things that are going wrong and all the things they can't control. And what's going to be their experience? Well, they're going to see out in the world that which they're creating. The other twin learned how to meditate, regulate his or her breathing, learned what he or she can control and what she cannot, and has been working that way towards that peace of mind, towards an equanimous state. And his or her experience is peace, is that childlike compassion and playfulness, eagerness for life. Circumstances are identical, yet the experience is totally opposite. So what we need to understand is that we are in control of the way we feel. We're in control of our emotions. We're in control of the contents of our mind. But if we don't become aware of our thoughts and of our emotions, then they take control of us. As Swami Vivekananda said, the mind is a terrible master, but the most wonderful servant. So once we have taken control of our mind, the mind can serve us. But if we do not learn how to use the light of awareness and consciousness to observe the contents of our mind, to observe the way we feel from an outside looking in perspective, they will continue to take control and dictate the course and the quality of our life. But it's only through practice that we can start to make progress. It's not that through meditation you change the outside world, you change the inside world. And as Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We start to initiate change in our surrounding world. And this happens on an energetic level. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, these are all very low vibrations. So when we're resonating at a low vibration, we draw to us and bring out that same negative energy in others around us. And it has a cascading effect. The same thing happens when we're resonating at a higher frequency. One of gratitude, love, compassion. This is when we bring out the best in us, the best in others, and then we realize that the circumstances start to change. But this domino effect all started from the inside out. The only way out is in. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, halfway lift.
Exhale, forward fold.
Stepping that right foot back. This time, windmill that right arm up into Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, unlike Warrior 1, our hips are not aligned towards our front. Now they're aligned towards the side. The legs have not changed, except that the heels are aligned now. Arms are up shoulder height. We have a tendency to lean forward. It's almost like you have to consciously, it almost feels like you're leaning backwards to do it properly. The arms are up shoulder height. The arms are not like this or like this. It's like one straight line. The gaze is over that left hand. 90-degree bend in that left knee. Right leg is straight. Pinky side of the right foot is touching the ground. Turn that left palm up. Right hand goes down on the right thigh. First warrior. Exhale, left elbow on left knee. Right arm goes up and reaching towards that left foot. Then flowing with our breath. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, stretch. One more time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, stretch. This time, left hand comes down on the ground. Right arm goes up towards the sky. So imagine two panes of glass, one coming at your chest, one coming at your back, and they're both going to smush you in between. So you can't have your arm forward. It's got to be straight up. Imagine somebody's taking that right shoulder and pulling it back. Exhale, right hand comes down. Left hand comes up. Maybe that right heel comes up off the ground. Revolve, side angle. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right hand goes up. Strong core, lift yourself back into warrior two. Left thigh burning, give yourself a break, straighten it out. You can see my legs, it looks like a triangle as we prepare for triangle pose. Right foot's at a 45-degree angle, left toes are facing forward. Legs do not move. Reaching forward as far as we can. Left hand goes down on the inside of the left leg, left ankle. Reaching right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. It's a good thing I sleep with earplugs. Bring that right shoulder back. Exhale, right hand goes down. Revolve, triangle. Maybe that right heel wants to come up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right hand goes up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Gaze is up. Put that bend back in that left leg. Extended side angle. Strong core. Lift yourself back into warrior two. And windmill those arms back down. Back to where we started. Right heel comes up. Left foot goes back to meet right. Plank pose. Phalakasana. Your choice, Ashtangasana or Chaturanga. So either knees go down or lowering down towards the ground for Chaturanga. Your choice, inhale into Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, curling toes under. Now dog. Catch your breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next inhale, lifting that right leg up towards the sky. Now we're going to go into pigeon pose. So you're going to bring that right foot forward. Right shin forward. And that shin, we're trying to get it parallel with the front of the mat, but usually it's about at a 45-degree angle. Trying to get that left knee as back as far as possible. So maybe using your left toes to walk that knee back a little bit. So right now I'm supporting my weight with my hands. You can stay right here. We want to feel that stretch in the right glute. You can stay here, or we can lower down to our forearms. Or if it's in your practice, coming down even further, maybe making a pillow with your fists or your hands. And only thinking about one thing, your breath. In and out. Bring your awareness to the inhales and exhales. Try to discern which one feels more cool on your nostrils. Is it the inhale or the exhale. Are your exhales longer than your inhales? Is your breath slightly audible? Are you practicing your Ujjayi breath? Ujjayi breath? The victorious breath? The breath of the yogi and the yogini? Feel your strength and your power that you have inside of you. Connect to the light, to the love that is in your heart, that has always been in your heart, that will always be in your heart. The only way to eradicate darkness is to shine light. Everything that we're seeing in the world right now, that what appears to be negative, it's just light coming in, exposing the darkness. The question is, how are we going to react? If we're stuck in our minds and our egos, we will just react. When we've learned how to control our minds, we know how to respond. We learn how to move with these external forces. If the river wants to push us downstream, we stop holding on to the way things were. We start to look and build the way, the new future, what we want it to be. We unite with one another. We start to build collective visions. We remind one another of our divinity. Stop using and wasting our mental forces and our energy on that which takes us away from the light. There are those that want us to focus on darkness. It's our responsibility as children of light, as warriors, to remember our divinity, to share that with others, and help reawaken that light of all whom we encounter. And coming up, rolling over towards the right side, safely coming out of the pose. And then we're going to bring that right foot up, back once again into 3-leg down dog. Looking forward, stepping that right foot up between your hands. Left foot comes up, forward fold. You might feel your hips a little bit out of alignment now after that deep stretch. So now we'll have to do the other side to balance it out. Slowly coming up, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping left foot back. Left leg is straight. Right knee is bent. And we're going to windmill that left arm up into warrior 2. Left heel goes down. 90-degree bend in that right knee. Left leg is straight. Left foot's at a 45-degree angle. Pinky side of the left foot's on the ground. Hips are towards the side, towards the screen. Arms are up shoulder height. We're not leaning forward. Spine is perpendicular with the ground. Our arms are not unlevel. They are straight and level, parallel with the ground. Gaze is forward over that right hand. Warrior 2. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Challenge yourself. Come lower down towards the ground. Flip that right palm up. Left hand goes down. Reverse. Inhale. Then exhale, elbow on knee. Reaching left hand forward, making sure that arm is not falling down. We want those shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, this time, right hand comes down towards the ground. Left arm goes up towards the sky. Imagine somebody pulling that left shoulder back behind you. Getting smushed between two panes of glass. Next exhale, left hand comes down. Right hand comes up. Maybe that left heel comes up. Exhale, right hand goes down. Left hand comes up. Strong core, lift yourself back into warrior two. Feeling that burn in the right thigh. Give yourself a break, straighten it out. Legs are in a triangle. Legs do not move, hips do not move, but the upper body reaches forward as far as you can. Right hand comes down, very little weight on that right hand. Maybe use your two peace fingers so you don't put too much weight on there. Inhale. Left hand comes up towards the sky, shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Gaze is up. Trikonasana. Muscles in your core and your belly are engaged. Holding yourself up, not putting too much weight on that right hand. Exhale, left hand goes down, right hand goes up. Revolve triangle. Really try to reach that right hand back behind you. Feel that twist, the opening of your chest. Exhale, right hand goes down. Inhale, left hand goes up. Trikonasana. Put that bend back in your right knee. Extended side angle. Strong core. Lift yourself back up. Warrior two. And hold. Still remembering to breathe. Next exhale, windmill those arms back down towards the ground. Left heel comes up. Right foot goes back to meet left. Phalakasana. Your choice, Ashtangasana or Chaturanga. Chaturanga, move your upper body forward, lowering down towards the ground. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, curling toes under. Down Dog. This time we're preparing for pigeon pose on the left side. Lifting that left foot up towards the sky. Look between your hands, stepping that left shin forward. And finding what feels good for you. We want to get that deep stretch in our left glute. So it could be propping yourself up with our hands. Lowering down on your forearm. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One of the great beings of our time, the Dalai Lama, he's seen atrocities that most would never wish upon their worst enemies. The Chinese exiled his people, the murders, all the injustice that he's seen. And somebody asked him, after seeing all that, you must be angry. You must hate the Chinese for doing this. He said, I've seen all this, but I'm happy. And he says the reason he's happy is because he's chosen compassion over hate. So you can't hold another in darkness and remain in the light. When you put somebody in darkness, you lower your own vibration. And when you lower your own vibration, you can't be happy. So what these masters understand is we're never going to solve anything in this world through damnation, through hate. We need to raise our own consciousness, our own vibration, through compassion, loving kindness, meditations on gratitude, and praying for those who seem to be causing the injustice in the world. This is the way of the light warrior. Our sword is not a physical sword, but is a sword of compassion, of love. These are the weapons of the future. These are the weapons that will bring people together. These are the weapons that will bring heaven to earth. By first awakening heaven in our own hearts, and every person we touch, we allow them to remember their divinity. We send positive energy to those who do harm. Remember, you cannot be in the light while holding another in darkness. Deep inhale, full exhale. And very gently rolling over towards the left side, safely coming out. Bringing your hands onto the ground, lifting that left foot back into 3-leg down dog. Look between your hands, stepping forward. Right foot comes forward. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up overhead, inhale. And bring your hands heart center. Feel your inner balance. Feel that equanimous, childlike state that's always available to you because it never goes anywhere. The only thing that keeps us from the light are thoughts that pull us away from it, that it doesn't exist, that we're not worthy. But it always stays there, doesn't judge, doesn't say you don't deserve the light, just waits patiently. Because this love, which is God, which is spirit, is not in time. Which is why the masters can look at atrocities and grand suffering in the world, not react like we do. They learned how to respond with compassion, understanding that on a cosmic scale, karmas are working off. And this time we're in right now is a time for great progress to be made. Everything that's happening is a catalyst right now for your inner development. Intense energies are on this planet, and we can learn how to transform these energies to stoke the flames of our hearts, which will ignite the heart of humanity. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, let it all go, forward fold. Step or hop your feet back in a plank pose. Lowering down onto the ground. Bring your arms out to the side. Chin on the ground. Bring your left hand in towards your chest. Roll yourself over like a log. Bring your left foot behind your right knee, pushing into the ground, feeling that stretch in your right shoulder, in your right chest. Because that knee is up, we're opening the lower spine, the lumbar, the lower part of our back. Deep inhale, full exhale. And coming down on the center. Left hand goes out towards the side. Bring that right hand in towards your chest. Roll yourself over like a log. Bring that right knee up. Right foot behind left. Pushing into the ground. Stretches in left shoulder, left chest, and opening of lower back. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And coming back onto our bellies. Arms out to the side. Lifting chest up. Arms up. Bring both feet up like you're skydiving. So trying just to have that small of your belly button on the ground. Lifting feet and hands as high as possible. Chest as high as possible. Not forgetting to breathe. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring your feet together, hands out front, still elevated. Hand out to the side, and down. Make a pillow with your hands, put your right cheek on the ground. We're going to take 3 really deep breaths, in through our nose, out through our mouth. When we exhale through our mouth, we let everything go. Deep inhale. In. In. Turning head over to the other side. Same thing. Deep inhale. Out your mouth. In. In. Now we're going to come into Sphinx pose, like the Sphinx of the Great Pyramids. So your elbows are directly below your shoulders. Forearms are down, fingers are spread wide. Tops of your feet are on the ground. And then we're going to arch our back, backwards. Chin is up, gaze is up. Deep inhale, full exhale. Lowering down towards the ground, belly on the ground, pushing back into child's pose. Knees on the sides of the mat, big toes are touching. Hips sinking down towards your heels. Forehead and chest coming down towards the ground. Hands are actively reaching away from your body. Deep inhale, full exhale. Then come up, stand on your knees like this. Let's just loosen up a little bit. If you're practicing with somebody, don't whack them in the face. And bring your arms one direction forward. Reverse. And side to side. Bring your left leg out. Right arm comes up, reaches towards the extended left leg. Exhale, right hand comes down, reaching opposite direction. And back center, other side, right leg goes out. Inhale, left arm goes up. Exhale, reaching towards the right leg. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand goes down, reaching other side. And back onto our knees. And let's come onto our backside. So our back is flush on the ground, our feet are down, knees are up, our heels are close towards our hips. And I want you to imagine you just got a little water in your belly button, and you're just going to lift up just enough so that water flows towards your chest. So you engage your glutes and down, little mini bridge up, down. Inhale up, down, up, down, up, down. Now preparing for bridge. So the hands are on the sides of our body. This time we do the same thing, lift up, but only now, if we want, we can stay right here. We want one straight line from our knee down towards our chest, or to allow our hips to go even higher to intensify turn it into a back bend. We can interlock our hands underneath our body by rolling our shoulders together. So our shoulder blades come together. So now the weight's on my triceps and my shoulders. This allows me to bring my hips up higher towards the sky. Now we have a back bend. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more breath. Deep in and full out. As you exhale, bring those hips down towards the ground. Bring those knees in towards your chest as we rock side to side. Extend that left leg out. Left foot is flexed. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. That left leg is not soft. You're actually engaging that left foot. It's like you're trying to push away that wall in front. You might even feel a stretch here in your hip flexor as you do so. As you pull in that right knee towards your chest, now bring it in towards your right armpit. So the knee gets closer towards the ground. That right foot is flexed as well. So both feet are flexed, meaning your toes are being pulled towards your shin. And back center, knee in towards your chest. Taking left hand, bringing that left knee closer towards the ground. But you need to pay attention to your right shoulder and your right shoulder blade. You do not want those to leave the ground. So in other words, make sure your right shoulder's on the ground, your right shoulder blade's on the ground, and then you start to lower down that knee. But if your shoulders start to come up, you've gone too far. You got to go back, plant that shoulder on the ground, and then make the twist. So this will ensure we get what we want out of this pose, which is that twisting. So the right arm goes out towards the side. The gaze can be towards the right hand. Imagine you're wringing out a dirty cloth in the sink. Every time you twist, more toxins get released. And every time you twist, less and less come out. And bring that knee back in towards your chest. Extend that right foot up towards the sky. And lowering down to the count of 5. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. Right foot is flexed, left foot is flexed. Right foot pushing away the wall in front. Bring that left knee into your left armpit. Keeping both feet flexed. And then coming back center. Making sure that left shoulder and left shoulder blade are glued to the ground. When you're ready, taking that right hand and bringing your left knee towards the right side of your body. Left arm is extended out in front. Sometimes I like to pin my left heel under my thigh. Helps me isolate the stretch, the twist. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Unwinding, bringing that knee in towards your chest. Lifting that left leg up, strong core. Foot is flexed as if you're trying to push up the ceiling. And to the count of 5, lowering down, under control. And preparing for shoulder stand. So if you've never practiced shoulder stand, do not start now without a teacher present. What you can do is put both feet up a wall like so. But if you're experienced, you can do it on your own. Preparing for shoulder stand. We're going to lift our knees, bring our knees in towards our chest, bring those feet up just like before. Now we lift our back up using our hands as a tripod. And then we want to extend those legs up. So our feet are perpendicular with the ground. The weight's not on our neck. It's on our shoulders and our triceps. This is an inversion, which allows blood to flow using gravity into our brain. So we're giving our heart a breather. It doesn't have to pump against gravity. Deep inhale, full exhale. When we're ready, we can come down, or we can bring those feet behind for halasana, plow pose, keeping those feet straight, bringing those feet down towards the ground. Maybe interlock your hands. Chin is in towards your chest. Feeling that stretch in your upper back. Never turning the head side to side. And slowly start to come down, lowering those hips down towards the ground. Bring those knees in towards your chest. As we channel that child spirit within, let's grab the bottom of our feet. Like a happy baby. Rocking front and back. If it all feels good on your spine, side to side, maybe make circles. Maybe bring one foot in, lifting the other one up. And bring both feet up towards the sky. Strong core. Lowering those legs down towards the ground. To a count of 5. One last pose before Shavasana, Nastayasana, or fish pose. So bring your hands underneath your hips, palms facing down. Roll your shoulder blades together. Now the weight is on my triceps and the shoulders. And you're going to, almost like you're looking behind you, bringing the top of your head on the ground. If it feels okay in your neck, maybe even lifting up the head above the ground. For me, I like to leave the crown of my head on the ground. Just focus on opening my throat. And exhale, release. Preparing for final resting pose, Shavasana. Maybe lower the lights. If the house is chilly, putting on some socks, maybe a blanket. Making yourself comfortable. I'll be sitting, but you are laying on your backside. Maybe a small blanket underneath your head. What I want you to do is take a deep inhale and squeeze all the muscles in your body. Clench your fist, clench your toes, clench your buttocks. And exhale, let it all go. 2 more times. Clench your fists, curl your toes, clench your buttocks. Maybe even lift your hips up off the ground. Pucker your face like you're sucking on a lemon. And exhale, let it all go. 1 more time, biggest one yet. Really engage every single muscle in your body. Squeeze, 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 and let it all go. Allow your feet to fall where they will. Palms of your hands are facing up to receive energy, down to ground. I want you to bring your awareness to the point between your eyebrows. Imagine a golden light, a light of compassion, light that has a mother's love. And as it presses on your forehead, you feel all the muscles in your face, the peace radiating down. Eyelids are heavy. It unclenches the jaw. All the wrinkles in the face vanish. That light, that ball of light, starts to move down as it passes over your lips. You completely relax your lips. Into your throat, down to your chest, and it's going through your body. You can feel your back sinking into the ground like you're sinking deeper into sand. Onto your right shoulder. Shoulder is completely relaxed. Down to the right arm. And the right forearm, completely relaxed. Then it rests in the palm of your right hand. And you feel complete relaxation
in your hand. It flies up, lands on your left shoulder. You feel your left shoulder melting into the ground. Your left arm and your left forearm completely relaxed. Into your left palm, you can feel the energy moving into your body. You feel your hand completely relax. Then it moves up to your chest, down onto your abdomen. You allow all the muscles in your abdomen to relax. It's not even a choice. You can feel it as it moves lower, your hips melting into the ground like hot candle wax. This ball merges into two. Now each ball is on your right thigh and your left thigh. You can feel both legs becoming heavy. All stress, all tension is being removed magically. Legs are getting heavy, down onto your shins and your calves. It feels like your thighs and your calves are melting into the ground. Each ball on the top of your foot, you can feel all your toes just fall asleep. And then it goes on the underside of both of your feet. And both of your feet. Doesn't even feel like they're there. So relaxed. Both the balls of light merge back into one. And then it comes up, lands on your chest. And then the magic power of relaxation, of love, of a mother's compassion rests in your heart as you drift back. Feel the warm blanket of love surround you, radiating from the inside out and from the outside in. In a total state of relaxation, you remember your true nature and you abide in it because it is your birthright. Take a deep inhale in. Out your mouth. Deep inhale. Out your mouth. Bring some movement back into your feet, your toes, and your hands. Bring those knees in towards your chest. Take another deep inhale. Let it all go. Rocking side to side, massaging your back. And falling over to one side, fetal position, like a baby, resting in mama's womb. Totally protected. Totally at peace. And when you're ready, lifting yourself back up, seated position. So we started practice with the Shanti mantra, which means lead us from ignorance to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. So we'll do three repetitions of the second one. So it's Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya. Bring your hands heart center. Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya. We ask God, the divine light, the inner wisdom, that Christ consciousness that's within all of us, to guide us from the darkness, from fear, to light, and towards love. As love is much more powerful than fear, just as light is much more powerful than darkness. We need to stoke the flame of our hearts, ignite the love within, rekindle that flame. And this goes around spreading itself. We infect all who we encounter with love. And then it goes on spreading until we bring heaven to earth. We close with Namaste, which means I bow down to this light, to that love, which I recognize to be in you, to be you, which I also know to be inside me, and all sentient beings on this planet. Namaste. Sweet dreams.